pair relationships where we are going to be given two different examples and we're going to need to solve for some variables. Here is our first example. Problem number 1, we have if the measure of angle A equals 3x plus 10 and the measure of angle C equals 7x, what is the value of x? In this diagram, I see here's angle A and here's angle C. What I notice is that I've got a 90-degree angle here indicated with that little box. And I know if I have a line, this portion is 90. That means I go to this side, it's got a complete 180. Well, 90 and 90 equals 180. So I know that if I add angle A plus angle C, it is going to equal 90 degrees. Now we just need to plug in and replace our expressions for each angle. So 3x plus 10, and we can add angle C, which is the 7x, and we can set it equal to 90. Now we're ready to solve. Let's combine like terms. 3x and 7x will leave us with 10x plus 10 equals 90. Get x by itself, we got to get our numbers together, so I need to subtract 10 on both sides, leaving us with 10x would equal 80. Get x by itself by dividing by 10 on both sides, and x would equal 8. Same diagram. We know that x equals 8. We're going to tackle number 2. It says to find the measure of angle A. Well, if I know that the measure of angle A is equivalent to 3x plus 10, I just found the value for x, which is 8. We can plug that in to our variable for x and calculate that. I like to plug it in by putting parentheses, so it reminds me that I have to do 3 times 8. Then I can add 10, giving us angle A is equal to 34 degrees. So number 1, we get x equals 8. Angle A is 34 degrees. Now we need to tackle problem 3. If the measure of angle B equals 5y plus 16 and the measure of angle D equals 13y plus 20, what is the value of y? Well, let's look at our diagram. We got angle B here and angle D here. I notice that I've got a line that they have in common. They border each other. If I go from this side of the line to this side, I know that's those are supplementary angles, a linear pair. So angle B plus angle D has to equal 180 degrees. So let's replace. Angle B was 5y plus 16. We're going to add it together with angle D, which is 13y plus 20, and we can set it equal to 180 degrees. Now we can go to combining our like terms. Our 5y and 13y, add our 16 and our 20, and we'd be left with 18y plus 36 equals 180. Get y by itself by subtracting 36 on both sides. We're left with 18y equals 144. Get y by itself by dividing by 18 on both sides. And we're left with y equals 8. Now we know that y equals 8, we can find the measure of angle D. Angle D, remember, is 13y plus 20. So we can plug in our value of 8 in for y and calculate it, and we would get 124 degrees. Example 2. Here's a new diagram with our angles A, B, C, and here's angle D. The first example is asking us if the measure of angle C equals 4x and the measure of angle D equals x plus 39, what is the value of x? Let's take a look and see how angle C and angle D relate. I see angle C and angle D, they look like they're right across from each other, which means they are vertical. And I remember that vertical angles are equal to one another. So we can take our 4x for angle C and set it equal to x plus 39, which is what is represented by angle D. So now we have an equation where x's are on both sides of the equation. We want to get this x back over to this side. We can do that by subtracting x on both sides, leaving us with 3x equals 39. Divide by 3 on both sides, and we get x equals 13. So the value of x is 13 in this example. Now it asks us to find the measure of angle C. Well, we know that angle C equals 4x. So if we plug in our value in for x, we'd be left with angle C equals 52 degrees. Number 3, if the measure of angle A equals 9y and the measure of angle B equals 17y minus 14, what is the value of y? How do angle B and angle A relate? Well, they both make up this 90-degree angle. So if I add, so A and B are complementary, meaning if I add angle A plus angle B, it equals 90 degrees. So let's take our angle A, 9y, add it with angle B, 17y minus 14, and set it equal to 90 degrees. Combine our like terms, 9y and 17y would leave us with 26y minus 14 equals 90. To get y by itself, we've got to move that 14, do the opposite, add it to the other side. We get 26y equals 104. Divide by 26 on both sides, and we get y equals 4. So our final problem, we figured out the value of x is 13, angle C is 52 degrees, y equals 4. We need to find angle B and angle A. Well, the measure of angle A was 9y. We know the value of y was 4. We plug it in. We get angle A equals 36 degrees. Angle B, remember it was 17y minus 14. We plug in our value of 4 for y, and we get angle B equals 54 degrees.